Hello, welcome Twitch to the Secondhand Chat Show, where we have with us today the wonderful and amazing witty Leon.
Wah.
And the incredible, super friendly Tabitha Sabitha.
Hi.
Unfortunately, we were supposed to have Fluffy with us, but she is feeling a bit poorly, so we do not today. But we'll wish her the best in getting recovered quickly. Before we start, just the usual sort of house things. Sound alerts don't work during the chat show because we're focusing on talking to people, and I will respond to chat in chat rather than talking to them because we're talking with guests, usual sort of things. So you might not know, but I have on this channel a cocktail redeem. And so I do for my chat show. I can't give you a free cocktail each because you need to come by and redeem one. But I take one ingredient from each of my guests and mix them together to make a chat show cocktail. And I reckon there's people before who have gone, hey, what he does is he just makes a cocktail he would like and then tries to justify it around people who are on. But I can assure you that today that isn't the case because I don't know if these ingredients mix well at all. But I sort of thought, so from Leon, I've gone for a nice strong coffee as like my base to it. Yeah, as my sort of cocktail base. So Tabby, your thing being like the pumpkin patch. I sort of thought of like the Hobgoblin beer because at Halloween they do the pumpkins rebranding. So, and I don't know why, but there's something about you. I just feel like you'd be a nice person to chill and have a beer with. You know. And then I sort of thought coffee and beer, like it's probably not necessary. It wouldn't be awful. It might work. It might just about work. But then like where I wish now that I'd known that Fluffy wasn't going to be here and we could have excluded her ingredient because it would be where it's gone wrong. But being like a DBD streamer, I was thinking about like the Into the Fog idea, and I was trying to think of something like murky. So I've gone for, again, works with coffee but not with beer. I've added a shot of Bailey's to it.
Oh my.
Right. So I can assure. So this is kind of in some ways my proof that I don't just make up cocktails and then try and blag it afterwards. And I have actually thought about what is good for my people. And but this is what I'm drinking today. Yeah, I call it the witty Sabbatha moon. And it's not as bad as you would think. I mean, I wouldn't make another one.
I mean, I don't blame you, man. Bailey's isn't bad, but
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, coffee and Bailey's, fine. And, like, coffee and beer, actually surprisingly better than I thought. It's just the beer and Bailey's combo is concerning.
Note to self, do not mix beer and Bailey's. Got it.
Right. Although I've never had a coffee with a head before. This is interesting. But here we are. This is what I'm drinking today. It will be added to the cocktails part of Discord after stream, and it's concerning.
Oh lordy,
buddy. Cool. So we're gonna start off with I've got like a quick interview for each of you.
Yeah.
And then we'll just have a general chat and have a nice time, and yeah, it'll be nice. So we'll start off with Leon, if that's okay.
It's your show. You do you.
I will. So a game that is very prominent on your streams and people think of when talking about you is Final Fantasy XIV.
The critically acclaimed MMORPG. Got it.
Yes, the critically acclaimed MMORPG. What about this game makes it so good for you to stream?
It is one of the games that honestly I play, or not. I had to take a break from a period after I beat the latest expansion, but it is the game I can load up, play, and completely zone out unless I'm doing something major. So it's just a thoughtless process. I just do this test, rinse and repeat. And if I have a plan, usually I go with that plan, which just recently I had to complete some objectives, which I kind of found a routine for at the end. And it was just rinse, repeat, cycle through process. It was just find location, wait for location thing to happen, do the location, and then move on.
Awesome. Um, I know recently, or I don't know if you're still doing it. I know about a month ago, a few you and a few other streamers have all started doing like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. How have you found having like this community game you can play with others?
It's not bad. Haven't played that game in like a week. I've been.
Oh, it's not as outdated as I thought it was.
Yeah, I was like, it's in finals week for this past
Oh yeah, of course.
This past week, and the week before that was studying and prepping for all the final projects I would do.
Mm.
So it's not a bad thing, especially when you have people that aren't. How do I put this nicely?
Tourneys.
Yes. Like it's as long as people aren't being little butts about it.
Yeah.
I've seen a few people that are that way. It's actually a fun thing to good fun to play with friends on.
Yeah, it's a good thing if you don't take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I run Ojamas, like.
God damn it, Ojama.
And then finally, I wanted to say, so earlier in the year, you revisited your some nostalgia with. I'm gonna butcher it. Is it Klonoa? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Cool.
is how at least pretty sure it is.
Cool. How is it for you, like revisiting games from your childhood?
It's actually not bad. Like I already played the second one in my actual childhood. I always wanted to play the first one. I actually got around to it. That's actually last year.
Mm.
But then that was before I even knew about the remaster. I beat it. I enjoyed it, and actually the ending scene for the first game, the cinematic, is a lot better than the remastered one. The remaster does it. It does a crappy job.
Oh man,
I hate it.
That's really unfortunate if like games get remade and they just ruin it.
Yeah, they did it all in engine, I think, and that's the problem. Is it didn't have the same impact as it did compared to the rendered version.
Sure. You need that sort of cutscene fanciness.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Cool. Do you have a question you would like to ask me?
There's one thing that came across my mind.
Mm-hmm.
If you could wipe your memory and replay a game without remembering anything of it, what game would it be?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe if I could do maybe a trilogy as opposed to just a single game, if you'll allow it. Maybe like
it'll work if it's all chronological.
Yes.
That.
Yeah. Like the first 3 Gears of War games would be really cool to redo. I think they've actually got like, compared to a lot of shooters, they've got a really decent story. I've read all the books as well, so like
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it gets less good after the original trilogy, but certainly the first 3 is. I think Gears of War 3 for me is probably like peak shooting game.
That was my question, bud.
Thanks. So now we'll move on to Tabby. So as I sort of mentioned and talking about the cocktail, your branding on your channel is really strong with the whole like pumpkin patch thing. And how important do you think it is to have good branding? And how did you come up with the idea of the pumpkin patch?
Well, I think having good branding makes you more memorable.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, because people do remember the pumpkin patch, and they just kind of associate it. I went with the pumpkin patch just because I'm one of those Halloween year-round type of people.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I just thought it would be a cute thing to do, where we just kind of do pumpkins and Halloween all year.
Yeah. Like it. So you do both art and game streams. Do you have a preference on them, or does it like depend on your mood, what you sort of vibe with, or?
You mean like video game streams versus other types of streams?
Yeah, like you do your painting streams as well, or do you have like a preference, or is there like some days you like one more than the other, or do you just like them both equally in good extent? Or?
I think it depends on my energy level,
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I just love doing chill art streams where I just paint, we listen to music, we hang out. But if I'm more high energy, I do prefer to get hyped and play video games.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do must admit that it's really chill to hang out with you when you're doing your painting, like the Pokemon cards and stuff. It's really nice just to, mellow. And then I've wanted to ask about, so you run an Etsy site as well as your streaming. How did you get into doing that? And sort of.
Well, I'm just a very creative person, and I was making some things for myself, and not a lot of shops do Halloween scents and pumpkin scents year round. So it kind of started off as something like that, me just wanting pumpkin scented stuff for myself year round. And then I kind of started making it for friends, and people really liked it and said I should try making a shop out of it. So I worked hard and saved money for a long time to get everything I needed to actually do that. And yeah, I've been doing it for about 5 years now, and it's been doing really well.
Oh, I forget. Thank you for getting over here and joining in the fun. Yeah, that's really awesome. Is it going well for you? Like, do you find is it?
Yeah, it is. And I recently got into doing more digital art. So I started making my own stickers and things like that, and that's been going really well. Just because I'm into like a lot of fandoms.
Yes.
Lots of like different animes and video games and stuff. So it's really cool seeing my fandom art become stickers that people put on things and accessories and things like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet. It must be really cool to see your stuff out in the real world. Cool. Did you have a question you would like to ask me?
What video game do you have the best memory from in your childhood? Like, what's the video game that sparked your love for video games?
I mean, the video game that sparked my love for video games would probably be Donkey Kong Country on the SNES. Like, that was the first game, because when I was 3 years old, my parents got me the Super Nintendo with Donkey Kong Country. And I think, like, because I'd been playing games from about 2-ish, like at my babysitter's, but that was the first like console I had. And I think I've never really stopped playing games from there. Constantly, as a child, my dad would tell me, like, he's like, oh, if you put as much work into school as you do as video games, you'd be able to do anything. Rah, rah, rah.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, and it's like, well, it's not really like transferable skills, for sure. But yeah.
People have learned math from video games.
Well, that's true. I mean, actually, yeah, I met a couple of people who learned to speak English from playing video games.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of like where my video game journey really started. I mean, I've always sort of said, I think, like, maybe the most impactful on my life was Final Fantasy IX. Because I think I got that at like just the right age for that game. I think I was like 10 or 11, and I'm pretty sure it was that game that made me like learn empathy, because it's like the first game where I sort of remember like feeling happy when the characters were happy and feeling sad when they were sad. Because you know, I mean, like mild spoilers for like really old game, I suppose, but there's a bit sort of it is quite near the beginning where you find out that Vivi and like the other black mages are like mass produced on like a construction line, and then there's the whole like philosophical thing throughout of whether or not they're really alive. And I remember like when he found that out, I was really upset, and I was just like, oh, this is really bad for this little guy.
Or Vivi.
Yeah. So that's kind of where it all started. Those are kind of like, yeah, I guess the two sort of big ones for my gaming journey. Cool. So now if we sort of go on to, if we just want to have a nice sort of chat for a while, you know, like, is there anything that you guys want to bring up? I mean, I've got a couple of things to want to talk about, but if there's anything in particular you guys want to talk about, feel free to shout it out.
Empty.
You are empty.
I am the worst person to carry on a conversation with. I can't think of anything ever.
That's fine.
Like, unless we're playing a game or whatever or something, I have almost zero idea how to carry on a conversation. It's been that way since I was a kid.
No problem. Like I say, I have a couple of things. I just sort of thought I'd like to ask people first before I just sort of charge in. Yeah. Okay, so I guess sort of inspired. I wanted to talk about this, inspired by your recent stream with Shady Tabby, where you did like your mental health check-in. So I thought that's a really cool idea. So I wanted to sort of just talk about like, how do you guys sort of find using Twitch as a platform for like discussing mental health and sort of things? Because it's something that I've been trying to do more of on my channel lately, personally, and I think it can be quite helpful. And I just wondered, generally speaking, sort of, if you like, what experiences have you had? How have you found it?
It didn't start off that way with me, like with mental health stuff. When I first started streaming, it was just like, I have a backlog of video games I want to play. I need an excuse to play them. We're stuck in COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find friends who like the same fandoms as me, kind of thing. But after making friends with people and just, I don't know, after building a sense of community, I started to realize that it was really important to talk about.
Yeah.
And as someone who was bullied really, really bad in school, I always wanted to be that person for people, kind of help them never feel the way that I did when I was going through that, and make people feel loved and wanted and special, because they are. And when I realized that my streams were kind of doing that for people, it became a priority for me in my streams.
That makes sense.
So yeah,
sorry, Carl.
Sorry, CK. But so I mostly just started similar as I just get through. Because for the longest time, I literally would lay in bed, not do anything. I felt like crap. I was like, I need to play a game. I need to do something. Back when I was a kid, and one of the main distractions for me to help get out of stuff was playing games. I was like, I need to do this again, but I couldn't find a reason.
Yeah.
It's like, I could always try this Twitch thing. It might force me to play games and actually complete them, because that's the other problem. I never complete video games.
It's hard, right?
Yeah, because you start playing and then another one comes in. You're like, oh, I'm play this now. You just put this on the backlog and you never touch it again.
Yes, I do that far too much. And playing stuff on the stream definitely is the incentive. It's like, right, I've started this and I have to finish it now because people are watching.
So all it did is it helped me get out of the funk, and despite the fact that I'm actually going through multiple funks recently, it's like it's a tiny bit easier to deal with, knowing I have other people I can somewhat talk to. But that's just me. I don't know how other people are. Every individual is different. How they handle things are completely different.
Oh, I was about to say thank you for the follow, but then I've just realised that your name's most hated and unloved, and that made me sad.
I just call them loved.
Yeah.
They come to my streams. I just call them loved.
I like that.
They are loved, so
you're going to be loved when you're here, whether you like it or not. So, but thank you for the follow.
Can contest. CK will love you and will force the love down your throat.
Yes. Feel the wrath of my unrelenting compliments.
And wait, don't forget your dad jokes. Don't forget your dad jokes.
As far as I'm concerned, for the last year, every joke I make is a dad joke. So how mad is it? I have a 1-year-old now.
Dude, I still remember when I heard about that last year. I was so happy for you. It's
been crazy. Sorry, but you say yeah. So you found it more helpful having other people around, essentially. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to tangent wildly.
I mean, no, it's okay. I'm here. We go on tangents.
That's
fine.
fine.
A habit of mine.
Yeah, we'll go. You know, conversations don't have to be linear. We just do a bit of and it's. But yeah, because I sort of had the thing, like when I started out. I mean, I guess like a lot of people, it was all because we were in lockdown and I needed something to do. And I sort of thought, well, a lot of my friends who live on their own were really lonely. So I was like, if I start streaming at least a few hours a day, they've got somewhere they can come and hang out with people. Was kind of the idea. So I've always sort of had like mental health in the background. And I've always sort of done the thing, I guess, which a lot of people do, where you go, yeah, this is a safe space you can come in and talk about. But it's only been recently where I've sort of actually gone, I mean, I've always sort of said that, but I want to actually make more of it. Which I think has been helped by, like, I'm trying to be a lot more open about my own mental health on streams and stuff. And like recently has been a bit of a struggle. I mean, so it's been nice to be able to share my own experiences with it as well. And I think that helps people relax and then talk about their own things. And then once you've got an open dialogue, it's much easier to sort of do what you can to try and help people. And but I feel like that having an openness about it myself has really made things easier. But yeah, so I think it can actually be like I think Twitch as a whole can be a really helpful platform for it. I don't know if you'd agree, but yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not for everyone too, though. You know, some people don't feel comfortable talking about it, or they don't want that kind of environment for their streams, which is totally fine. But
yes,
I love that there are streamers out there that are emphasizing the importance of mental health, because like you said, like when you talk about it, makes other people feel more comfortable talking about it. And it kind of just like lets people know that they're not alone.
absolutely. And I think that sense of community is like really what people need sometimes.
Oh yeah. Basically, know that you're not in this alone. There are people out there going through similar situations or problems akin to yours.
Yeah. That's cool. On a, I guess, more sort of light topic, it seems appropriate at this time of year to say, so what do you have any nice plans for Christmas? Or the holidays? Or no.
Basically, my traditional stuff, just family, presents, sleep, maybe food.
That's fair. I like you've only got maybe food. For me, like food's the highlight.
Well, no, I'm gonna eat. Just the question is, how hungry will I be? Is there macaroni?
You have macaroni at Christmas.
Well, one of the main foods I eat, and I have became pickier but not super picky as I've grown, is homemade macaroni and cheese that my family will make. I will eat a full plate full of it just by itself. No other sides, no other meat, nothing. I will eat the macaroni and that'd be my whole entire meal.
Damn.
I'm not lying. I loved it that much.
I could probably live off mac and cheese.
Thank you, Timmy.
So, I mean, when I just asked you, because Katie's in the next room, but she can't hear what you're saying because I've got headphones in. But when I just asked you about macaroni, she just went, "What?"
What's wrong with macaroni?
No, she's excited.
Yeah.
We don't have it much in this house because I don't like cheese, so we don't like. She has to wait until I'm not in, but that's cool. So your plans for Christmas are open some presents, have a big sleep, and then eat your body weight in macaroni.
Basically.
Nice.
If I ate my body made macaroni, holy crap, that would cost a lot of money. Like, in American units, in Freedom units, that's 260 pounds of macaroni.
Okay.
And Freedom, and actual everything else, how much is that? 260. 118 kilograms.
Whoa. That's a lot. That's a lot of macaroni.
There you go. That's how much macaroni I have to eat my own weight.
So, I don't know if anyone else does it. Whenever I have to picture a large amount of weight, I'm like, right, what do I know that weighs 1 kilogram? It's like bag of sugar.
Okay, how much is that? Oh, that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, well, that's 118 bags of sugar. That's a fuckload of sugar.
My family recently moved kind of far away, so.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm probably just gonna have like a little holiday party at my Discord for anyone else who's
Far from
lonely
fun.
on the holidays, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
But that's a really nice thing to do.
So one thing that me and my family I should believe in is found family is more important than true family sometimes.
Oh, I mean, always. Like, I mean, and this is something I get into trouble with a lot, but I don't understand the point of family loyalty. Like, it's like, if you're because the whole thing of like you can choose your friends but you can't choose your family, which is why you should stick by your family. And it's like, well, no, because I can choose my friends. Like, right?
I don't like them.
Yeah.
I can just get rid of them easier.
That's it. It's just like, you know, I'd much rather invest my time in the people who I want to be with than the people I feel I'm supposed to be obligated to be with.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so I mean that's a really nice thing for you to do. I mean, I don't know if I'll be able to do anything like that this year. I know I did a Boxing Day stream last year. No, not last year, the year before. For like similar reasons, but I'll have to see what happens this year. That's really cool. Is your like Christmas shopping going well?
Oh, I still gotta figure out exactly what to get my father.
Yeah.
That is what usually the hardest gift for me to figure out. I actually already bought my mom's gift. That's actually, she already has her gift because it's needed.
That's fair.
Now, when it comes to holiday shopping, I'm one of those people that does it super early, like October, November. Like I'm already done.
That's fair. I used to be one of you people.
Yeah.
Like, and then I don't know when I stopped. I don't know.
I think usually October and November is what I usually wait for, especially Black Friday if I have an idea. Especially if it's something I know might go on sale, you wait until then, hope you can get on discount.
Yeah.
But hey, that's actually how my mom's gift actually was on discount. That's actually why I bought it.
That's a good idea. But yeah, I know my brother does a similar thing. He's like, he always waits to do his Christmas shopping at Comic-Con.
Oh.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah,
smart.
so he's like, oh, because the London Comic-Con is the end of October. It's like the last weekend. So he's like, oh, I can go up there, and then any sort of people who need nerdy presents, I can just go and peruse.
That's clever. We get Comic-Con in Los Angeles at the very beginning of December, so the timing is really good for that too.
Yeah, you were there last week, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
last week.
Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was great. I love Comic-Con. I love doing cosplays. I got to meet up with a few people from my community, which was really cool.
Awesome.
Nice.
I did see your Itachi cosplay. It was very cool.
Thank you.
Did you know the Sasuke from the photos before? Was that a random you?
Oh yeah, she's one of my mods.
Oh, cool.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I told her I was gonna do a Neko Itachi, so she's like, oh, I'll do Sasuke. So I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, that's really awesome. I just think it's always fun at Comic-Con when you meet somebody you don't know who's in like a matching costume and.
Yeah, I met a couple Itachis.
I know I had that one year. Me and Katie went as Mustang and Hawkeye from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh.
Aww,
And then like
that's so cool.
we saw a few people there who were like Ed and Alphonse and stuff, or like other soldiers, and it was really cool to be like, oh
I thought it's the Full Metal Alchemist, right?
yeah. No, it's me.
There you go.
I love Full Metal Alchemist. Full Metal Alchemist was like the anime that got me into anime.
This one of my first ones. I loved it. I was a wee little lad when I watched it. And I probably shouldn't have been watching it, but my parents didn't care.
Yeah, that's fair. It's really weird, like with what your parents will and won't let you watch. I don't know if you had those sort of restrictions.
No, to tell you what my parents were, I was 7 or 8, and I was allowed to play GTA, Grand Theft Auto, in my room by myself.
Oh yeah, my parents didn't know gaming. I could I could play anything in games, but like.
No, they knew what it was. They didn't care. I've watched all sorts of stuff, but that's way inappropriate for my age. They don't care. They like, you know what not to do, right? Yep. Okay, you're good. You get in trouble, I'm gonna beat you, but as long as you know what not to do, you're fine.
I suppose that's fair enough. But no, I had like, oh no, Totodile, no, sorry. I saw the chat and it stopped me.
I was like, I want to say this. CK's talk. I can't say it. I want to say the phrase though. I want a T-shirt with that so bad.
But no, I can remember distinctly as a kid, like with films and stuff. that my parents are like, it's fine, you can watch Die Hard, that's an 18. You can watch Alien, and that's an 18. But you're not allowed to watch Terminator. Like, that's too far.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. And then, so I never saw the first Terminator until I was about 25, 26 sort of thing. I came home and my mom was watching it randomly, and I was like, oh, I haven't actually ever seen this because you wouldn't let me watch it as a kid. And it seemed a weird, like, cut off, like...
I don't know. Parents have some
weird rules,
restrictions sometimes.
Yeah.
My parents were very religious growing up, so like I was able to watch Nightmare on Elm Street and Terminator and things like that. But then when it came to things like Sailor Moon, it was like, no, that's witchcraft. You can't watch it.
Yeah.
That's on my aunt was my cousins.
Yeah.
They couldn't watch Digimon or Pokemon.
Yeah, no.
And they were all like my age, and I think one is like 4 or 6 years older, younger, but.
Yeah, I know one of my friends at school, his mum stole all his Pokemon cards and threw them away because she was like, no, that's evolution, and that's not right.
No.
You know what? Luckily, they let me play Pokemon.
Oh,
Reason.
okay.
Pokemon was fine.
I don't know.
But Sailor Moon and Yu-Gi-Oh were like off limits.
I mean, if we're talking about OG Yu-Gi-Oh, I could understand, but nowadays Yu-Gi-Oh, that's no.
Yeah, like
well, this was OG Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm a 90s child, so.
I'm talking about season 0 Yu-Gi-Oh, like the original manga for Yu-Gi-Oh, not the card duel version.
Oh,
the original,
yeah.
The one where there was actual like death and a lot of other bad stuff.
Not 4Kids Yu-Gi-Oh, which is just.
Yeah.
This is fine.
I'm pointing my finger gun at you. You should jump out the window.
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to shoot you. Yeah, no, it is. I mean, I say all this. I mean, I'm sure at some point I'm going to have to put in these weird rules in the future and decide where things go. But because that's the other thing. Like, speaking of you saying you could play any video games and stuff, I remember I was 5 when my dad brought me Mortal Kombat. Like, I mean, admittedly, apparently, I didn't find this out until much later because I just thought this is how the game was. But on the Nintendo version, which is what I had, was censored and didn't have any blood in it, and I just assumed that's how Mortal Kombat 1 was. And it wasn't until I was a grown up that I found out on the Sega it was like it actually had blood and like in the bottom of the pit was all severed heads and stuff. And I was like, oh,
yeah,
I didn't. But yeah, Nintendo took all the blood out. But still,
I didn't know that.
No.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah,
I knew
only
Mortal
played
Kombat
it
was
on
bloody
Sega.
and stuff. Yes, I knew Mortal Kombat was bloody. Like I never realized Nintendo actually did a major censorship of the game.
Only on the first one, I think. But yeah,
Oh.
I guess that's because that was before age ratings were a thing. I mean, I'm aware it was between Mortal Kombat and Night Trap is the reason that age rating is a thing on games. Which you look back at them now and you think like the first Mortal Kombat. I mean, I suppose it had the fatalities, which for the time were pretty rubbish, and then like, I mean, for the time, were really gory. But then Night Trap's like very campy and not scary at all. But yeah, it's weird to think that that's become such a big influence on things nowadays. But that's something we were talking about. I know Katie said to me a few times, she's like, well, you started playing Mortal Kombat really early as a kid, but you can't show like Lyra modern Mortal Kombat when she's little. Because it's a mess.
Yeah, we used to play Mortal Kombat 2 with my cousin on his Sega, and my mom would be like, you guys could play, but you're not allowed to use fatalities because it's too gory. But I mean, she wasn't even in the room, so like, we used to do them anyway.
That's such a weird stipulation. You can play this game, I know it's inappropriate, just don't do the bad part.
Yeah.
But that's why it's fun.
No, the funny part, your parent walks in the room after you do fatality. I told you not to do it. Like, I didn't mean to do it, Mom.
Oh yeah, no.
Sorry.
It said
I pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, it said finish him, and I just mashed my controller, and if it happens to happen.
I didn't know what to do. It said finish. I started spamming buttons.
Yeah. But no, I can actually remember like playing MKX was the last one I had, like when I still lived with my parents. And I remember my dad walking in when I was doing one of Ferritor's fatalities, and he was like, "Oh, I think this is really inappropriate for video games." And I'm like, I'm in my like late 20s, like, I don't know what you want from me. I went to a shop and I bought this with my real money. It's crazy. Don't know. What's maybe like the most, I guess, on a sort of tangent from that, like, do you have, what's the maybe most inappropriate game thing you've done, or maybe is there any games that you think stand out and you're like, oh, that's taken it too far, or has that ever come up for you?
Taking it too far?
Yeah.
Not that I can think of.
Right.
I mean, the worst games I play are like some of those spicy anime games, but
Yeah.
I mean, those are something else, though.
I don't know.
So you don't really... So...
I think I've definitely had one recently where I was playing. I don't know if you played the Danganronpa series or aware of it.
I've been wanting to play it though.
Okay.
I have CK. I actually plan on playing all 3 of them next year, or starting next year. Start trying to play all 3 of them.
Guys, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Okay, cool. Play the free main series. That's fine. The spin-off Ultra Despair Girls.
Oh, that game.
Has this one like character arc in it where it's sort of all about like sexual abuse and stuff, and it starts off being very like poignant and kind of like all about the cycle of abuse, and it's like people who get abused become abusers and all sort of things, and it's like, oh, this is making really good points, and then it has a very horribly inappropriate mini game, and it kind of very undoes all of it.
Okay.
Yeah, and it I won't sort of go into details, but it's very not right. And I was just like, well, they've sort of I don't know, they've taken this really good point and then just soured it and kind of made their game horrible. But the free
Also, Totodile, yes.
Yes.
Yes to what Totodile said.
But the three main visual novel games are all good. The second one especially, I think, is brilliant. So yeah, if you're gonna be playing them soon, I would recommend that.
I watched the first. I watched Danganronpa the anime, the first one. Other than that, I don't know anything. And I also forgot 99% of manga. I just know the ending, and that's all. Because that ending was like, well then.
SBC John, thank you so much for the subs. It's really appreciated. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, Life is Strange. I forgot about that.
Yes, Ivory Gale just said about that. Life is Strange was quite hard hitting in places.
Well, if you switch from like inappropriate-ish title to more games that hit hard, Amori, 100%.
Yes, I did that.
Amori messed me up for a solid week after I beat it.
Ah.
Thank you, John. John gifted me a sub.
Yeah, thank you so much. Coming in here, following, subbing, gifting Tabby a sub. It's really nice of you. Much appreciated. Welcome in. You're interesting. There you go, and now you've got a whole host, is what I do. You've now got a whole host of Siegfried the Sloth emotes that you can use to your heart's content.
Beautiful emotes.
Yes. Sorry, so hard hitting. Amori. Yes. Yeah, Amori was, I don't know, that was an interesting game, certainly. The, like, juxtaposition between sort of the light, happy fantasy world and then the real life was, interesting. As Life is Strange was mentioned, it's doing it. It's on.
Break CK with love.
Thank you very much for gifting a sub to Ivory Gale. Just coming in here with his unbridled kindness. Yeah, no, as Life is Strange just mentioned, so the first time I finished that game, my brother came home from work just as I finished it and found me in like literal floods of tears and was just like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I've just finished Life is Strange," and he just gave me like such a look and just walked off. And I was like, "Oh." But
what game has made you cry the most out of every game you've ever played?
I mean, I think Life is Strange has made me cry probably the most. The first one I thought was very, very good.
Thank you for subscribing.
Game-wise, I've played very few emotionally hitting games. Like the closest I've again to get sadly is Genamori. I do know there was a show that made me actually weep for a good 10 to 15 minutes after I finished watching it. And it went from sad tears to happy tears because it had a post-credit scene. And I was so happy for the post-credit scene.
What show was that?
Angel Beats.
I was just about. I don't know why. In my head, I was about to say, was it Angel Beats? That was a good anime.
The ending scene hit me the worst. Is the problem. I'm sorry.
A lot of animes have made me cry.
Yeah. The only other one that hit me similar recently was Plastic Memories when it was airing.
I don't know that one.
It is basically it's the premise of it is you have AI, but they have an expiration date, and when their expiration date passes, they actually go to an extent, quote unquote, feral and start actually risking attacking, killing people. So you have a people who are basically supposed to, before the time comes, pick them up and then fix them, quote unquote, and either you can get them back with all the memories wiped, by the way, no memories whatsoever, or another model. And you can kind of already tell where this is going for the most part, but the protagonist actually gets a job at one of the places, and his partner is one of the AIs who is nearing the end of her life cycle. It is a rom-com, a romance show, by the way, if that tells you even more. Another show that kind of hit me. God damn. And I don't watch freaking romance shows or anything like that. It's fucking. And then I watch it, I was like, God damn it! Why would I get too emotionally attached to these characters? God damn it.
Oh, I cry over fictional characters all the time. I don't even care.
Yeah, no, I find I tend to get a lot more invested in fictional characters than I do in real characters.
Oh yeah.
But no, I don't cry at TV that much. But like a few games have made me cry.
I think Final Fantasy X like wrecked me at the end, and like I've watched like several people play it, and I cry every time. Like no matter how many times I see the ending to that, like no matter how many times I watch someone play it, I will cry at the ending every time.
I've actually never finished 10. I know what the ending is.
Yeah, I started mine. I kind of had to drop it.
It's so good.
Yeah, I got up to like when you fight. Like I got pretty near the end. I got to when you're on top of the blimp and you fight Sin just about to go inside it. That boss fight. So
You're like towards the end.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a PS2 memory. I don't have my PS2 anymore. But I did the sort of typical thing where I was like, right, this is the point of no return. Now to go and do every single side quest, and then I just and then I like was like sort of like, well, I've been playing this for like 6 months now. I need to play another game.
I remember you telling that story, CK.
I do it with a lot of games, and it's like I say, it's really hard to finish games if you're not playing them on a stream.
Also, I'm an idiot. I forgot about Endwalker.
Oh, don't spoil anything. I'm a baby scout right now. So like I'm barely hitting the end of ARR. Like
no, I'm not gonna spoil anything. I'm gonna tell you right now. Be ready for a freaking emotional roller coaster at the end of Endwalker right now. I beat Endwalker. I did finish it off like in February or March of this year. I did I was like, I'm playing this. I'm beating this game right here, right now on stream, 10 hours, 11 hours straight.
Mm.
And oh my god, that ending portion, it hurt. It hurt my heart. It freaking hurt my heart. I'm not a spoiler. Like, if anything, I'm the person like, okay, if you need help, get me. I will hop onto your data center and I will help you 100%. Especially because I have like almost all my classes are at least level 30 right now.
I feel like the whole like Final Fantasy 14 community is like that, because ever since I started playing it, like everyone's always like, oh, I'll help you. Like every time I get to a dungeon or trial, I already have like a group of people waiting to like hop in and help. Even if people that like just started coming into the stream, like they're always so ready to hop in and help. I think that's really cool. It's a really great community.
I know I bought the game from a PS4 back in the beginning of Shadowbringer, I want to say it was. I played for like a week, stopped playing it because I had nobody to play with. I was bored. I was like, I had nothing to do.
That's my experience with Final Fantasy 14. Yep. I was like, I played it for a week and went, hey, on the free mode, you can't start a party with people.
Yeah,
and then
unless they have a subscription, then they can join.
They could join
a party.
But both me and my friend were trying to do it for free, and then he only played it once, and I think I played it for a couple of weeks.
That's actually how two of my friends right now are doing that. I've been online is they're both in the free trial. So like we're gonna run a dungeon for one of them who's actually like further behind the story. I'm like, okay, hey, let me create a party and we can run the dungeon. We'll queue up and add like one more GPS or healer. I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
And I do agree. The 14 community is pretty dang good. Like, there's very few toxic people I've met on there. And usually, if I do, it's in like the actual major like 24 party raid type deal. And that's only like once or twice. But how I joined because the streamer I used to watch, which is actually my artist right now. She was playing it now, and I met a good group of my friends who are playing it from there. We all started at the same time, and it was just so much fun playing. It's a lot. All MMOs I'll tell you right now are better played with at least one other person.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would go as far as to say, it's just MMO. It's just any game with multiplayer is better.
Any game, well, it depends on the game. Depends on like old games with split screen.
I mean,
sometimes the split screen is not really super well made.
Well, possibly, but I mean, I really miss split screen gaming.
Oh yeah, I miss that too. Trust me.
Right, like that was basically when my playing FPSs stopped. Is when everything went online. I was like, I don't care about being killed by some person I've never met. And like 2 seconds after I spawn, I wanted to go on like slog it out with me and 2 other guys on a couch. Like, while we trying to eat a kebab and shoot people at the same time. Like, this is how gaming should be. But, okay, that's an insight to my teenage Friday nights. It's playing Modern Warfare 2 and getting the takeaway.
Good old days, man.
Mine used to be World of Warcraft.
See, I've never played World of Warcraft.
I've played to level 3 and stopped.
Whoa. I played Warcraft like adamantly for like 15 years. Like I have all the books. I have Warcraft tattoos. Like
That's cool.
But I stopped playing about a year and a half ago when all that craziness went down at Blizzard. With the sexual harassment stuff and all that. And so I kind of just migrated over to Final Fantasy 14, and I was like, this is like Warcraft, but not toxic.
Yeah.
Great migration is what the 14 community called it. If you saw any of the memes of that. Because there's that dinosaur from Jurassic Park one. I forgot that. There was I think I want to say it was Jurassic Park where they're coming out of the lake onto the land or whatever. I can't remember what's. I'm looking like an idiot.
That's fine.
They had the sprout picture above all the little dinosaurs coming out the water, and then all the other. Yeah.
Okay, now I see.
Yeah.
It. Yeah.
So I'm like, it's literally just the great migration. Everybody who played WoW who wants to get away from Alice now jumping over to 14.
Yeah.
And at the worst possible time, because it's like halfway near the end, and then right around that time, and then we had Endwalker, so everybody came back to 14, and then we had the Error 28000 or something.
Wow.
Final Fantasy actually posted a actually Twitter actually puts a thing of all back because it's like 1 year since Endwalker launched. Here's your error. Because of disconnect error. Because you'll be in the queue of 8,000 down to 500 and you'll be kicked from queue and have to start all over again.
Oh.
Not good.
I went through
I guess that's the thing if like a server is all of a sudden very overwhelmed and they're not expecting it.
They were not expecting that many people to come back and all the new players on top of that. It was hellacious.
Because that seems to be...
So they had to stop the free trial port for a period of time to ease up burden because people were still trying to join.
Yeah. I mean, not quite to that extent, but that seems to be the new thing anytime like a multiplayer game like is released, isn't it? It's like day of release is, hey, so more people bought our game than we were expecting. Our servers don't work. Give us a day.
Whenever expansions come out and stuff, because it was like that with Warcraft every time too. Every time a new expansion came out, the servers would be super packed for like the first couple weeks, and then it would kind of like chill out.
Yeah.
I think 14's main problem was that disconnect error. People would queue up for 2 hours just to get inside the game, and then 2 hours in, be kicked down, and then launched to the back of the queue. Like some people woke up, joined the queue, went back to bed for an hour, and came back, and they were basically at the beginning of the queue,
That's
and then
fair.
they got kicked.
So the only... There you go.
You can go get Seagate. No, you can go Seagate.
I was going to say, the only MMO I've really played is the Star Wars Old Republic.
Oh.
And that was fun. Like, we did it... like, my brother and one of our friends were both Jedi, and I was a smuggler. I was Captain Zarx McTarquin, the most... the most, you know, awesome space pirate you ever saw, honest. He was about level 20, it was fine. But that was quite good fun. But that's like the only MMO I've really done, because it I think like you sort of was saying earlier, it's hard getting into MMOs on your own unless you've got like a set of people you can all play with. It's a tricky thing. Yeah. So, other interesting thing coming up that I thought would be fun to talk about, as I know you two are both up for various things, is are you guys excited for the Friendo Yearendos this year?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but I won't be able to watch it.
Oh no.
I have something on the first. I might be able to tune in, may not be able to watch it. I don't know. It depends on how things go with it.
Yeah, I was just saying. It's, I think it's really cool that they put this together.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun last year,
Yeah.
and I met a lot of really great people last year from that. And last year was the first year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That was the first year.
Uh,
Because Prez and Shady were both like stressing because like I'll talk to Prez after he was still working on stuff while they went live.
Whoa.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was one of those things.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them realised how much work it was. They were just like, yeah, we should do an award show. That would be fun. And then it was just like, fuck, this is actually like so much preparation.
I think he said like they're expecting like to go maybe 2-3 hours long, and it went on like what 5 to 7 or whatever
Yeah.
hours. So they underestimated drastically.
I just thought, yeah. So for people who aren't aware, the Friendo Yearendo Awards is an award show put on by President Castle and Shady Joker, who are two lovely streamers you should probably check out at some point.
If you haven't voted, go vote for these two lovely people. They are amazing. Do not vote for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, you should vote for Leon, like, because he's great. No, don't listen to him. He's full of shit, and he's a wonderful guy.
I mean, you aren't fully wrong on that aspect, but
yeah, they put on a big award show. The whole idea was that, you know, obviously that all streamers of all sizes should get appreciation for what the things they do, which is really cool.
And since there weren't really many small streamer awards shows, they decided to put one together.
Right, that's it. And I think they got like, I don't know, like 150 odd people tuned in for it.
Yeah.
It was really good.
100 or 200. Like
Yeah.
they didn't expect it to turn out as fast as it did before they even went live. There was like 80 to 100. Yes. Press of the castle. CK did the song.
I did this theme tune. But yeah, no. So it would be really cool, and best of luck to you guys both for, I mean, it was actually how I met Tabby last year.
Yeah.
And I'm
There's
like,
a lot of people you can meet from those.
that's it.
What categories are you guys nominated for? Because Leon, you're VTube, right? You were the one.
I'm
No?
I'm not nominated for that this year. I think it was last year I was. No, any awards you won last year, you can't be put into this year.
Really?
Oh, really?
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Press told me. That was like a few months ago. So if you won something, that you're not allowed to be on it again for the possibility of winning back to back, to probably stop any people saying, "Oh well."
But that's a shame in some ways. Like, it would be really cool for somebody to have like a reign and then like eventually finally be defeated. Some underdog would rise up and. But yeah, that's cool.
Let's see.
Well, I'm on for best horror, which I was last year as well. Did you win that last year? You won a couple last year, didn't you, Tabby?
Yeah. I won. I think I won horror streamer.
You did win horror, yeah.
I don't know if the other one was Pokemon card unboxing or if I was just nominated for Pokemon card unboxing.
I'm trying to look at this. Let's see, Award Show 2020. That's the whole entire video. I'm actually looking at their website right now.
Because I think this year, I think I'm up for Cozy, Channel Point Redemptions, and Streamer of the Year, I think.
Yes, you are. For all three of those.
Yes.
I have it up right now. I'm actually looking through it, and I can literally see secondhand.
I'm on horror, and this show is on the podcast. Yep. Guys, if you're enjoying it, go and vote right now.
And apparently I'm the biggest shitpost, that's most entertaining, and Monster Hunter, which I understand neither of those, especially Monster Hunter.
You play Monster Hunter?
I played it. I never made it a main thing. I still don't understand it.
No. My only like sort of slight thing I have with the things is I'd like to know like specifically like because so where I'm in like the horror streamer, it's like I'd like to know what horror stream somebody voted for. Like what game was it? I've done a few horror games. Like
I mean Resident Evil.
I did just finish Resident Evil one-handed. I mean.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I think I just got nominated for horror last year because people like to laugh at how scared I get. Because I'm not a good horror streamer. I don't stream horror that often.
No, Savvy, do you know the Inside the Backrooms game on Steam?
No.
The what?
Inside the Backrooms.
I've not heard of it.
It is a horror game, and I played. I'm planning on playing with our friend Hydroxide, aka Tony, Perez, it's Silva, and me all together one day. And I saw it because some other friends were playing. I'm like, oh, this seems interesting. It's horror. It's probably not that bad. I played a little bit of it with Silva.
Yeah.
I hid in the locker because I was too scared.
That's fair.
Silva died. I ran into a closet and I was like, I'm not coming out.
Leon, can you post the link for the vote if you're on the site?
I have to load it back up. I can cook it for you.
Cool, thanks. Someone's just asked for it in chat.
Sounds like when I play Phasmo. I just hide and die. Like, I don't even... I'm useless. I'm absolutely useless in that game.
Okay, I'll tell you right now. I am the person who stays inside the van. If there are more than 2 people.
That's fair.
But the second there's only me and somebody else, I'm like, okay, I have to actually be useful, otherwise I can't do anything. There you go. I'm also the person who has the money, like, okay, here's all the equipment we need for the hunt.
So I remember when I was streaming Resident Evil 7 in VR, and yeah, I brought my VR for Resident Evil 7. That was a fun time. The first time I played that game in VR, for about 2 weeks afterwards, I was scared to open doors in the dark. Like, that had an impact. But it was cool. But yeah, when I was streaming it, which was like the second time playing through it, I remember one of the people being like, "This is really like atmospheric because I can hear you breathing." Like, and so like when you get scared, it goes really fast and like. I was like, oh, well, that probably just means I'm not using my microphone properly, but I'm glad that it does something for you.
I could not do that VR. I still owe my community a playthrough of Resident Evil 7 by itself,
Yeah.
and even then, like, I tried to play it like when it first came out, and I didn't finish it because it was too scary.
An interesting thing, so when they made Village, they said that they had to make it less scary because so many people didn't finish 7.
Oh.
So they were like, we're deliberately making it less scary than 7
That
was,
makes me feel
so
less
people
bad.
can finish it.
I don't feel so bad for not finishing now.
Yeah. 'Cause, I mean, I don't know, have you seen much of Village? Or are you planning on...
Oh, I played through Village.
You played through Village,
I
okay.
played through once a regular playthrough, and then I played with a modded playthrough. Like a silly modded playthrough.
Cool. I saw some of your modded one of RE2, that was good fun.
Oh my goodness, those mods are ridiculous.
But no, so yeah, in Village, I thought the only sort of scary bit was the like escape room with the puppets.
Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, and
I hate scary dolls. Mm-mm.
and so we would when I was playing that, it was just after we had announced like on stream that Katie was pregnant, and then we had like the big fetus monster screaming at me saying "Daddy."
Oh no!
And I was like,
no.
The timing.
yeah, I was like, this is literally like the worst.
Oh, that freaking monster! It creeped the hell out of me too.
Yeah, that was definitely the scariest thing
Oh no!
in that game by such a long way. It was, and then
There's a reason why I don't play horror games.
Yeah.
and it was so awful. It was like we had to find out how it kills you, right? Because I expected it to like where it's really big, just to like stomp, like squish you or something, and it like picks you up and swallows you whole, like it just sort of.
Yeah.
And I was just, that is gross. And obviously now that's in.
I did. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say obviously now they've redone Village for VR, so it would be really interesting to see how that death animation is.
Oh hell no.
Hey CK, Village VR win.
Unfortunately, my VR headset doesn't work anymore.
Oh, God damn it.
So when you want to buy me
It doesn't.
no, it genuinely doesn't. It, like I so I'm saying, I was doing I was streaming the whole Hitman trilogy in VR. Because I already had them on Xbox and I had to re-buy them for PlayStation just so I could do it in VR. And I genuinely, you can like watch it on my YouTube because I put all the VODs up. And the last episode of it was just not in VR because I was like, well, my VR broke. And I'm really sad. And I talked to PlayStation and they said it's £200 to fix it, but it's only £240 for a new one. So why would I bother?
At this rate, you might as well buy the PSVR 2 then.
Well, that is it. That is why I didn't re-get a PSVR because I thought I can just wait until 2 comes out. But now that they've said PSVR 2 isn't backwards compatible and costs such a ludicrous amount of money, and I'm like, why would I want it if it's not backwards compatible? I won't be able to play Beat Saber.
How much more work would it be to even not make it back or make it backwards compatible? Is my question now. So, like, I'm a techie guy, so I'm like, okay, why can they not do this? I'm like trying to figure out why they'll be having.
I think it's because it's got completely different controllers is the justification. I don't know how hard it would be to actually...
Yeah, I can see it, but... You never know. There could possibly be a way around it, but there could be other limitations inside the hardware itself that could be causing it.
But,
All depends on how they have the original one set up and what type of programming they have to use to get it to work.
Yeah.
To the new one.
That's fun.
Have you played the DLC for Village?
I haven't yet. I would like to. Is it good?
It is. I really enjoyed it.
Because you get to play as Rose, right? So I assume she has some sort of cool powers. Awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. And I think it has a good story.
I might try and look into doing it maybe just before the RE4 remake comes out or something.
Oh.
That's
I
that.
never played 4 like at all,
Well,
but I know that's a lot of people's favorite, right?
wait 1 second. I'll show you my cool thing.
Oh, he's grabbing that. He's grabbing that. God damn it, okay. Wait for it. Wait for
So,
it.
I have, and this might be my
You got the thing.
I got the thing. This might be my favorite gaming thing I own ever.
I know what it is.
But I have the GameCube controller. That's Dr. Salvador's
Oh, it's
chainsaw.
a controller?
Yep,
Yep.
it's a GameCube controller and it's a chainsaw.
Oh,
It's the Resident Evil.
that's so cool.
They made for RE4 is also they made a PS2 version, right?
Yes, but it was
I've never seen that.
at the time it came out. Like Resident Evil was on just Nintendo for a while because originally 4 and 0 were GameCube exclusive, and then yeah they redid 4 for PS2, and yeah the PS2 one of these is red, not yellow,
Yeah.
which is wrong because the character in the game has a yellow one. But
Oh,
Wait, no,
so you have
they
the
have to be.
accurate.
They have
Yeah.
to be special.
I have the cool one.
I love when CK pulls that out. It's so amazing.
That's
No,
really
those
cool.
those things can actually go for a decent price. They're good condition.
I mean, mine's in good condition. I'm not entirely sure I know where the wire for it is to actually plug it into a GameCube. And
You can probably find a third party game for it.
and also I'm slightly annoyed I don't have the box for it anymore because then it would be worth a lot of money. But I wouldn't want to sell it anyway because it's such a cool thing. Also, thank you, John, for your continued kindness.
Oh,
I know it's your it's what you do, right? It's what I've learned. It's what he does.
Oh yeah, even outside of the box, it goes for almost 300
Really?
US dollars.
Wow.
If you have it in the box, it's like 600 less.
they
Oh
are.
my gosh.
Wow. I mean, I've just gone from hey, I wouldn't sell it because it's maybe one of the coolest things I own to be like,
No, don't sell it though.
No,
I'm not
no.
encouraging. No, don't sell it though.
It's gonna go up in value over time. Like
Yeah.
certain collectibles are amazing to keep track of if you don't want to get rid of them. As oh crap, I need money. But
yeah.
this can sell for $5 grand now. Let me go sell this. I don't want to, but I need the money. Type deal.
I'm really upset that they're not doing a PS5 one or like something. Like, I'd love another chainsaw controller for like the remake.
Oh, especially an actual wireless controller now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Right. I mean, I don't think the RE4 remake is going to be on Switch, but if they did like a Switch one, because where it'd be wireless with motion controls,
Oh.
That would
Oh,
be
that'd be
cool.
perfect.
right? So like the best motion controls thing I've done. I know everyone said it was a much worse game because it was, but like the what was it called? Star Wars Force Unleashed. So we got that on the Wii.
Oh.
We had it on Wii because obviously lightsabering everything, and it was a really good time. But thanks, John. Yeah, I know everyone said that the story on the Wii, like, it only had half as many levels and the story wasn't as good, and on like the PlayStation or Xbox version was way more in depth. But they couldn't go lightsaber.
True. That's
So,
a good point.
I don't know. But yeah.
I think the only motion control thing I played on the Wii was Silent Hill, which was scary because the flashlight.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Also, I was actually really the main thing I played on the Wii was Wii Sports Resort with sword fighting.
Oh, like jousting?
No, it wasn't really jousting per se. It was actually like you're inside an arena, and so you just kind of you swing the sword best you can, kind of hit or time it. I forgot exactly how it was. I haven't played this in a long while.
That's cool. I think motion controls are like one of those things that's like, if you get them right, they're really good. It's just that so many games get them wrong.
Yeah.
But backtracking slightly, so Silent Hill is something I've never played, and it's like that big gap in my gaming I really want to fill in. But I don't know any way you can get like the original sort of Silent Hills.
Like you want to play on the original hardware? Because I'm
Well-
sure you could get them like on Steam or something.
Uh,
Like download them.
I've looked. You can't. There's nothing
Really?
that. Yeah, like old versions of them just don't seem to exist
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well, The OG version, no. You probably could buy a PS3 HD collection. For something,
Yeah,
I think.
but I've heard the remakes aren't very good. Like they've sort of ruined
you'll
a
have
lot of
to
things.
Either emulate the actual game itself, or hard and probably really expensive to track down the actual copy.
Yeah, you could probably emulate it.
I could,
There's a
yeah.
retro streamer I watch, but I think he was playing it on the actual game.
Because I think the same thing. I'd really love to play the original version of Resident Evil 2 again, but like they've removed it from literally everything because they want you to buy the remake. And it's like, but the original,
Even on Steam?
yeah, even on Steam.
What? Could have sworn I have that game on Steam.
Or maybe if you already had it, it was there.
I was like, some games on Steam they'll take off and you can't buy them anymore, but if you own them, you can still download them and stuff.
Okay.
Because I bought it on PlayStation, but it's The Last Requiem. It's a Square Enix title. Like they had on the PlayStation or on Steam at one point in time, they took it off, so you don't have access to it unless you bought it. But they now have a remastered version on the PlayStation, which I actually bought and need to add on my to play list in the future.
I mean, I say this, I have so many games in my backlog that I don't know when I would ever do it, but
I think we all have that problem.
right. I was just like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to play Pokemon in my free time. Celeste is taking me longer on stream than I thought it would. I still need to finish It Takes Two. I've just got Lost in Random that I found for £5 in the sales that I was going to do. I was supposed to do it this year, but money was a bit tight. So, like, you know, in January I've got to do the Callisto Protocol.
Oh no.
And then, you know, then Resident Evil 4 remake will be out by then, I'm sure, by the time I get through all of that. And it's like,
I'll say.
I'll probably get games for Christmas.
I will say Callisto Protocol takes around 10-ish hours.
Yeah, I mean, horror games are usually around like
Yeah.
sort of 8 to 12, aren't they? They're not normally too long.
I was like, I've seen like 2 or 3 people beat it recently.
Yeah, the Callisto Protocol, I'm sure I could knock out in like 3 or 4 streams,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's the sort of thing, you know. Obviously, it's just another game to the pile, like.
Yeah.
But at some point, I do, you know. Also, I've been talking about trying to do a soul lock with another streamer friend in the new year, so that's another thing. So there's a lot of cool things coming up, but I just need to find time to do them all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Callisto Protocol right now on the PC has a lot of issues on
Yes, I've heard the PC
Mostly-
broken. The PC one is broken as all fuck, but on PS5 it's got really good reviews.
it. It's because the PC version, like, it's taking so much power, a lot of people can't really play it that well. So it's, I think, more of an optimization issue more than likely.
Yes, that was what I heard. It was the optimization was wrong, like it was put in wrong or something.
Yeah. So one downside of games is all the optimization crap you gotta go through.
Yeah, well, that is why I, by and large, just do console gaming because it makes life easy.
Yeah, usually there's a slimmer chance of there being failure on it. One downside if you want to do mods, PC.
Yeah, I mean that is it. I don't get to do all the fun mods, which, you know, as Tabby would tell you from her Resident Evil, is just really fun.
Not just the Resident Evil. Near Automata, there's a lot of visual mods that make the game look a lot better.
I mean, I know there's a lot of other games. That was just a.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like the main one I would like that Steven keeps like bragging about is the Dead by Daylight one, because I constantly complain every time they HD up a map or like redo the graphics. It's all it is let's turn loads of lights off and make it really dark. And I'm constantly like, I can't see anymore. Like, I hate this. and then he's like, well, I play on PC and I've got brightness filters. I'm like, oh. But it just really bothers me, actually, like in such a modern day when like everyone's all about trying to make games more accessible, that they don't have a brightness or like setting. It's just, this game is dark, deal with it.
It's supposed to be creepy.
Well, I know it's supposed to be creepy, but I mean, it's not really a scary game, is it?
No, it isn't.
You know,
I mean, I haven't played it, but I've seen a lot, and it's not that scary.
I know
it's more scary when you're playing with others.
But I know it's got horror themes, but it's not actually like a horror game, really. Like, other than maybe the occasional jump if somebody's using like a stealth killer, but you know, and then it's just like, I can't see stuff anymore. It makes it difficult.
Oh, speaking. What's the hardest game you guys have ever played?
Hardest game?
Let's talk about that. Yes, hardest playthrough, including the difficulty setting. 'Cause I just thought about it because some modded games. I remembered Automata.
Yeah.
Because Near Automata on very hard mode, do not recommend unless you want to have a challenge. You will die in one hit unless you get lucky.
That sounds difficult.
I died 200-300 times on that game. My first playthrough of it. All because I was challenged by friends and then gifted the damn game because it's on sale. Like I was in calls, I'm like, oh, let me look at the thing. Oh yeah, Near Automata's on sale. I'll probably buy that maybe. I don't know. Maybe wait till later in the future I have more money. Next thing, oh, it's on sale. Here you go.
Well, at least it was nice of them to buy you the game.
Yeah, I love the dude, but it's like, god damn, why do you have to buy me a game?
I think actually that was like one of the first streams I saw of yours. Was you doing Near? Maybe not the hardest difficulty at that point, but certainly a.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Sorry to interrupt you, but Ghost. I played Replicant on hard without the lock-on feature. I made myself not lock on to enemies. I made it harder. It's not that bad compared to Automata on very hard. It's not that bad.
Sometimes Leon likes to punish himself.
I do. I like to torture myself. It makes me feel alive.
I don't know if it's necessarily the hardest game. I know certainly the quickest I've given up on a game because it's too hard was Metal Gear Rising.
Oh.
Because it's like I don't parry in games because it's difficult. Like, you know, I've beat all like Dark Souls 1 and 3 and Bloodborne with never parrying. You know, because it's not needed. Just dodge, roll, and punch. That's
yep.
You know, I grew up on Kingdom Hearts. If this game's got a dodge roll, I can do anything. But yeah, so like parrying is just not my thing. And then Metal Gear Rising, I think if you don't parry enemies, you're absolutely wrecked. And I think I couldn't do level 2. Like I just about scraped through the first level, but it took me like 5 or 6 hours to do like a 20-minute, half-hour level. And then I got to the mini boss in level 2, and I was like, I can't do it. I'm giving up. I'm never playing this again. So that's up there for hard games, I think.
I don't really do Souls games or anything like that, so the hardest games I play are usually when I go back and play something off like Super Nintendo or NES, because, you know, games used to be more difficult back then. They definitely didn't hold your hand, so I've been doing more retro game streams once a week, and yeah, I forget how spoiled we are with games nowadays.
I did like a deathless Super Mario World, because Super Mario World is like the game I've completed more times than any other game in my life, because it's like what I played when I was a kid. And then I was like, I was doing a charity stream, so I was like, I can do a deathless one, and I spent like 3 months practicing endlessly, or like in nights, and I never managed to do it. And then I got onto the stream, and I was like, guys, I've never done this deathless, but I know what I'm going to try and do. And I think, and it was like the thing I was like, I got to, I think I'd been streaming for about 4 or 5 like hours, which had been about 8 or 9 attempts, and I was like, I'm going to call it, I don't think. And then I was like, no, you know what, we'll have one more go. And then I did it, and I was like, this was the best thing. But yeah, that and I very almost stopped loving that game, because that was a hard thing to do. But, you know, I guess doing any game deathless is difficult.
Yeah.
This is the thing that keeps getting me. So where I'm streaming like Celeste at the moment. So the last level of Celeste I finished took me about 6.5 to 7 hours, and I had 3,090 deaths at the end of it. And I'm like, there are people that speedrun this game. And that blows my mind. Yeah. On the flip side, though, like, easiest game ever, Devil May Cry 2. Just putting it out there. Because that's why Devil May Cry 2 isn't any good compared to the other ones, because it's just so way too easy.
I think what would be easy. Ape Escape.
Yeah, I've never played Ape Escape.
beginning of Ape Escapism. I think later on it gets more aggravating, but still not super complicated.
The only Ape Escape I've played is on Metal Gear Solid 3, when there's the crossover minigame, where you're Snake going around shooting apes.
Oh, by the way, PS5 I'm still pissed off with anybody because you cannot it's not easily backwards compatible with old tiles. It's glitchy as hell still. I hate it.
I haven't had that problem, but
PS5 in general? Because you can play PS4 games on it. With
no, until like the retro console, like the PS1, PS2, and PS3 stuff. For Okage and Ape Escape, I think 1 or 2, if not both of them, there are some graphical issues. To the point it makes the game like odd and or almost unplayable.
I haven't paid the extra for the subscription to get those games.
Well, I actually bought the game.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't like I have a subscription to PlayStation Network, but I don't like doing the extra money for that. Like I want to own the game itself.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Or you know what? Speaking of hard games, have you played Getting Over It? I just remembered that game.
I haven't.
That game makes you want to punch a hole through my monitor.
Yes.
Like.
I've seen people play it. I'm like, how have you not completely raged yet?
Yeah, I've seen clips on YouTube, but I've not actually played it myself.
You will lose your mind.
I've already lost my mind. I'm not gonna lose my mind over that. God, no. I have seen it. I would end up. I have enough control when I punch a monitor, but I might punch my desk and break it.
I think the thing with like a game like that though is that where it's going in that it's so ludicrously difficult that it wouldn't. I don't think it would bother me because I know that it's supposed to be stupidly.
That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
No. The bad part is after you spend like 3 to 5 hours beating it, and then you go watch a speedrun, somebody complain like 5 minutes flat, if not sooner.
Ugh. Don't. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm like, how the heck?
Yes.
How?
It's like, how the hell are they doing? Like, everything's so precise. Like, how the hell is this possible?
Yeah. I don't know. Speedrunning's difficult. The only thing I ever speedrunned was Octodad.
One thing I ever speedrun is Klonoa.
Yeah.
And that still was hell. I 1 hour and 12 minutes, I want to say.
1 hour and 12. I don't know how that compares.
Well, the record right now for the first one's like 40-ish minutes or something.
Alright, so you're only like half hour off. That's pretty good going.
Yeah, but like a lot of it's like optimization stuff.
Oh, right, yeah.
I was decently fast. Like, I loved it, but god damn it. I only did it because I have a redeem now to like, hey, you want to waste points? You want me to suffer? Maybe speedrun one of these 2 games, Klonoa 1 or Klonoa 2. It's on the remaster. I have it on Steam. Let's go.
Fair enough.
One of my friends redeemed. Like, okay, which one do you want? First one or second one? It's like, I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna do the first one.
That's a good idea. Oh man, I keep saying I should find a way to put Octodad speedruns back into my stream. A channel point redemption is a good idea. I just completely steal your idea.
I don't care. That's what channel point thing is for. Oh, this person has a good idea. I'm gonna steal it. Yeah, I'll tell you right now. If you make it right now, I'll redeem it for you.
Yeah.
Next CK stream, Octodad speedrun. Let's go.
Well, the thing is, I can get it done in half an hour, and then I can go back to playing what I was supposed to be doing.
There you go.
Unless you just keep redeeming it, and then I'll just be stuck in an Octodad loop.
Okay, how many points are you gonna make it worth?
I don't know.
I was like, how many points? I can tell you exactly how many times I can redeem it right now.
How many would you recommend? Like, I don't know, like 5,000?
5 to 10k.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I had mine set for 10.
Well, let's say 10 then, hypothetically.
I would say at least 10, because 5 you could get easily 5k at like 2 or 3 streams.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 10k, I can do it 2.5 times right now.
All right. Well, it might be one for the new year then. We'll put it in. We'll get get this month out of the way, and then next year we'll add a channel point to speedrun Octodad at random.
Hey, if you want to play a game speedrun occasionally, that's not a bad thing to do.
No.
Actually, I ripped mine off from another friend of mine.
Oh well, there you go. In which case, I don't even feel that bad about ripping you off.
I was like, he has a Cuphead speedrun.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's actually the reason I started playing Cuphead. So I was like, I want to play, and I saw him. He was constantly playing. I'm like, I want to do this.
Night.
Night.
Do you want the Switch? Yes, you would. I might come and steal it later.
Well, I would.
TK.
Like half hour.
Well, she'll go to sleep soon. I won't.
CK and Night Owl.
Yeah.
Are you
The
right
love
to-
of being nocturnal.
Are you alright to double blanket her when you switch the heating off?
Yeah.
So there's no point
Yeah.
getting too warm now.
No worries. Night.
Night, love you.
Love you too. Everyone says night.
Bye.
Aw. Yeah. Right now, actually, my buddy's actually been busy. I actually checked him on the other week, and I kind of want to do a Cuphead playthrough with him so bad.
Yeah.
Because once I beat it, he was like, "Oh, you should play hard," and I'm like, buddy, no. I hate Cuphead already on normal. I'm not playing on hard mode by myself.
I did think, I don't know when it will be, but whenever I decide to do another charity stream, I've been considering doing like a Cuphead with a forfeit every time I die.
Oh no.
I thought that would be good fun. Or I was thinking about maybe like every time I die, I've got to put on an extra t-shirt or something like.
Be ready for a lot of t-shirts.
Right.
Unless you play on easy mode. Especially near the end of the game.
I'd probably do it on like normal or something. Like I think easy sort of would be a bit.
I was like, I played on normal. I died to the final boss.
A lot.
Good amount of
I mean,
yeah.
I haven't played it since like it first came out, but I did finish the base game of Cuphead at least.
Yeah. I still haven't played the DLC. I need
No.
to.
But like, I actually thought the devil wasn't as bad as Mr. King Dice. Mr. King Dice was the worst.
Oh yeah, because all the freaking RNG, if you mess them, go over. Shonk. You die, go all the way back to the beginning.
Yeah. But I mean, at least it had great music. Like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
it's like I'm going insane, but at least I can like vibe to this. That's cool. Right then, I was gonna so just a quick thing I do. This is the only time I ever talk about it on streams. I do it every 2 months on my chat show. But like my quick little ad break, I can do. Hey everyone, I've got a throne. I was bullied into getting it. I didn't want to ask for stuff. Someone made me. But if you ever feel like you need to get me a gift, like please, there's no obligation. But if you want to, it's there. There's like there's a couple of games on it that if people get, will stream them. I'll add them to the list. There's some sweets on it because I always need sweets in my house in case my blood sugar goes low. So if you want to feed me, there's that sort of stuff. All nonsense. Somebody, for the first time ever, suggested a gift on it the other day that was really weird, and I felt bad because I said no, because it was just something I'm genuinely not interested in. But I really appreciated that somebody put in the effort to suggest a gift, and I was really annoyed there isn't like a reply to person so I could explain this, and I just feel like an arsehole just going like, hey, that thing you said you want to buy me? No.
Yeah, you know what? I just like, I don't know. If I know the person, I just like let them know.
Yeah, I think it was an anonymous thing. I couldn't find any name on it anywhere. Maybe there was, and I missed it.
I just don't respond.
Yeah.
And if they bring it up on stream, be like, "Oh, okay, that was you."
Sure. Well, this is very much my thing. So I'm doing it now. If you're here, whoever you are, I'm really sorry. I didn't want to sound like a dick. It's just not something that I would be interested in having. But yeah, there you go. That's my every 2 month plug on that. And now I'll go back to being really humble. Oh. Did you get the PayPal thing done yet? No, I forgot, and I have to talk to somebody about how to do it. But I will. I'm going to write a note now, and then I will do it.
I will send you a message tomorrow to remind you, if I can remember also.
Awesome.
That is a habit of mine. Someone needs to do something like, okay, I will try to send you a message. I have forgotten.
Yeah. The other like stupid things we do on this channel, obviously we've sort of talked about the cocktail thing. And I had to drink whatever this was.
I mean, you came with a name, so
I did. Yeah. Like I say, that will go into the bar in Discord afterwards, but like, it will be the only thing in the bar. I'll put a recommendation that you don't try it on.
I mean, if you want to drink it, get rid of one of these two things.
Yeah, like that's it. With any two of the ingredients, well, not any two, but like two of the ingredients would work fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I have Bailey's coffees regularly. They're just really nice.
Oh yeah.
We also have on this stream, like we do our clip contest every quarter. If you make any clips of the channel, you automatically get entered, and then all my mods vote on what is their favorite clip at the end of at the end of every quarter. So the next one will be the end of this month, and then that person gets a month's free sub on me as a thank you for doing some clips. Cool. That's my ad break done. So we sort of tend to round out with people. I asked everyone to bring along a little story to tell from something that they've done in their life that they thought you might be entertained by. Do either of you want to particularly go first and tell your little story, or?
I don't have many stories, but I can tell you stories from my childhood, which may or may not be kind of sad.
I mean,
I was like,
if that's what you've gone for, that would be very on brand from you to be like, hey, so I'm on this light entertainment podcast, and I brought along something sad.
I mean, you're right. I am very loving. I give the love. I don't like receiving love, but I'm also just a person who just messes around. Like I am the epitome of sadness and self-loathing. Let's go. That is my whole entire self on cue.
Yes.
Say, Tabby, do you want to go? Want me to go?
Doesn't matter.
I don't care either. I'm indecisive. CK, you pick.
I know.
Well, if you're
No, you go.
if you're gonna talk about something a little bit sad, then you go first, and then Tabby can maybe bring us back up.
I'm like, okay. The sad thing is just like, okay, so young Leon, back when he was a kid, like before a year old, actually was constantly sick in and out of the hospital and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That's not good.
And I actually went to the doctor also, so like they couldn't figure out why I was constantly getting sick. Like apparently my immune system was not there. I didn't have an immune system.
Mm-hmm.
So I had got RSV like I think within like my first month or 3 or whatever. So I had major immuno issues. I had lung issues, which still impede me today somewhat. It has gotten better. And there's a plus then. I did gain an immune system around 1 year.
Yay.
Only because my doctor decided to keep me on, I think, steroids for a solid month or 2. Like, I was on a constant dose of meds, and it somehow kick-started my system. And then I was just sick for like, until my 6th grade year, when I had surgery.
Yeah. Damn.
I had I forgot what it is. It's somewhere in your nose. It's like a little thing that they had to cauterize to basically help my sinus issues. I had lots of those. I don't have many super nice stories.
But it's good that you're like doing better now.
Yeah.
Um.
I do have some, but not many.
Damn. Well, I mean, that's pretty rough, actually. Like, but yeah.
I'm actually like, do I even have a good story that isn't like very, very basic? I can't think of any. God dang it. Like there's lots of good stories. Like they're all basic as heck. Like they're not really worth saying much.
Well, I don't know. I think things you have to say are worth hearing, if you want. But I'm sorry you had a rough childhood.
No,
I'm glad that you.
That's life.
Well,
deals you a hand, you gotta roll with it.
Sure. I mean, I kind of get that. You know, like I said, you know. I mean, obviously I've not had to have sort of surgery or any horrible things, but I mean, like, I get the whole that's life and you have to deal with it. You know, because the chances of being diabetic when you have no family history of it are one in a million, and I'm just that lucky guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, type 1 is not it's honestly, type 1 is the one where if you have it, there's not much you can do. It's pure genetic. There's literally nothing that can be changed. Type 2 is a thing that sometimes it happens because some like non-major factors, but a lot of times it's because of certain things.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend back in high school which was type
Yeah, it's not fun, but you know, like, but you get by, don't you? You just do what you need to do.
Gotta run. Hell, back in elementary school when I was playing recreation stuff, which is basically for the local sports spaces.
Mhm.
Daughter told my parents to keep me playing sports. If they want to play sports, don't stop them.
Yeah.
I was playing sports all year round except for summertime. I was constantly doing something. There's one good story.
Yes, we found one.
I thought about it because it happened my 5th grade year.
Right.
It was during basketball, and I played with this, like, it was me and my group of friends, because like in my elementary we actually had like 2 split teams for rec, so we'd take up half the court. Well, my 5th grade year, the school down the road from us, basically they didn't have enough people for a team, so they asked our coach, to take him, and he to go from like, okay, I will only join them if I can take my boys. So his son and basically my 2 other friends and me. So we all said yes. So we're going over to the Civic School, and that's basically where we stayed for that year. And we all, like, funny part is, the coach and his son actually were going to that school. Like, his son went to that school, and his wife was actually the principal of said school. So we can actually go there whenever we wanted, almost.
That's cool.
I saw about that. Like, there's that happy story. Sorry, I said 2 stories.
No, it's fine. It's good. And it was worth it to find the happy one. Tabby, what you got for us?
So it's just like any story from my life? Or...
Yeah. I mean, bonus points, I guess, if you've not told it on stream before, but, like, just anything that you think might reveal, a bit of Tabby to the world.
Oh, man. I have a lot of stories. Some of them are kind of bad. I don't want to share them.
Share whatever you're comfortable with.
Back in my troublemaker Tabby days.
Hey.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want, if we're rocking like the double story idea, you could do a troublemaker Tabby versus a nowadays Tabby. And
Yeah.
This is how I've grown up.
That we can do double stories time.
Oh no. I think one of the most memorable days or nights I've ever had was probably my 22nd birthday. I went to this metal show in Hollywood. I still go to shows a lot, but we went to the show and it was like a really awesome time. I got to crowd surf. It was like wild. There was like,
That's cool.
It was really, really fun. But after the show, we went to a place called the Rainbow Bar and Grill. It's like a really famous bar and grill in Hollywood. And a lot of musicians and stuff happen to go there. And so we went there after for drinks. And when I went to go to the restroom, chilling outside the restrooms was Lemmy from Motorhead. I don't know if you guys know.
That's cool.
But he was just chilling there in his sunglasses, smoking a cigarette. And, like, I know that he's not very social and he's, like, kind of shy. So I didn't want to bother him. So I think we made eye contact. I couldn't tell because he was wearing sunglasses. But it looked like we looked at each other. And I kind of just, like, gave him the horns. And he gave me a nod. So that was really cool.
Yes.
And then later that night, most random thing that's probably ever happened to me. I don't know if you guys know who Ron Jeremy is. He's kind of gross, but
I'll say that name
No.
sounds familiar.
Ron Jeremy. He's an old prawn actor, and he's known because he has a really big
Right.
personality.
Yeah.
But
Shoot. But
he's super famous. He's really famous. So one of my friends spotted him in the bar, and he yells to him. I was like, dude, don't. But he did it anyway. He's like, Rod, it's her birthday. And this dude comes to our table. And I swear he pulls out our harmonica and just plays Happy Birthday for me on the harmonica.
Dang.
It was the most random night I've ever had in my life.
I mean, that's pretty cool that someone just like randomly played you Happy Birthday on a harmonica. I mean, I guess, I guess if he's a bit of a creepy guy, it would be not. It might be nicer if it was someone else, but.
A little creepy, but it was so kind of cool.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. He could have pulled out much worse. Like.
Yeah.
It's funny you say about like sort of meaning things. I don't know if you get the same. I get like absolutely mad, like starstruck. I met recently, like it's happened to me twice, I think. I met when I saw Sick Puppies. Their bassist is absolutely fucking insane. So as a bass player, I'm like, and they were doing like signings after the show, and I was like, I'm gonna really coolly be like, hey, you're awesome, and I appreciate what you do. And what I actually did was I went, hey Emma, I play bass too, and I think you're really amazing, and I wish I could be as good as you, but you're
That's understandable. I'm
Right.
the same way. I totally get that.
yeah. And you know, she kind of gave me that look like, she probably gets it all the time, and I was just like, oh god. And I did a similar sort of thing. I saw a few years ago. I saw William Ryan Key, who used to be the singer for Yellow Card. But I saw him doing his solo stuff, and but like I took one of my Yellow Card albums, and I was like, I'm gonna get him to sign it, and it's gonna be really cool. And then I was like, hi, I've been listening to you since I was 12 years old, and you're like the best lyricist of our generation, and thank you for your music, bye. And I don't know what it is, but like I was talking before I saw him. He's actually ended up being the support act at the gig we were going to, and the main band was This Wildlife, who I'd only heard of because they were at this show. So I'd been listening to them for like 2 months, and I actually spent 5 minutes chatting to their singer, like perfectly, like normally, like a real human, because I'd only just found out about this band. I guess it hadn't sort of had an impact yet, and then I then sort of turned around to talk to him and just absolutely turned into a mess. So that's what happens when I meet cool rock people.
Normally with me, like, I get really nervous, but my first thing, I'm always like, can I give you a hug? But, like, they always say yes, so I've gotten to hug, like, a lot of cool musicians and stuff. So
that's my one of the best gigs I've ever been to. There's, like, a local pub near us that, like, puts on music for sort of up-and-coming bands and stuff. And I went and saw Zico Chain there, who are, like, a grunge band. And there was only about 20 people in the audience, and it was amazing. It was so cool. And after the gig, their singer gave me a hug, and I'm like, the important thing is that he started that hug. That's that happened.
Tony.
CK is lovely.
Hey Tony, you're lovely. Thank you for the sub, much appreciated, my dude. How you doing? Yeah. Cool. Thank you for sharing. That's a really awesome thing. I'm sure, 100% sure you don't want to share a troublemaker, Tabby. You don't have to. It's fine.
No, look.
It's only because you said it. Like, it made me, but you don't have to.
I want to know now.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want to know, but if you're not comfortable, don't do it.
Yeah. I'm not at all pushing you. It was just that as you mentioned it, I thought, oh.
You only pressure for good, not for bad.
Exactly. Be nice to people.
Yeah.
So usually to like end out one of these and sort of finish it off, I finish it off with my story. As this is the end of like the first year of doing this, and I guess unofficially me calling it the end of season 1, I sort of thought rather than doing like a whole story, I just wanted to like thank everyone who's been a part of this show and been really helpful, and it's so lovely that so many amazing people have agreed to be on my little show and been like, and not just been like, no, don't talk to me. It's which is always the worry. I don't know if you ever get that, like when you sort of ask people to do collab things, and then it takes me about 3 days of writing the message and deleting the message before I have the confidence to send it to somebody. So, you know, and originally this show was just like a one-off we did as like a redeem about this time last year. And we did like, so what I guess has ended up becoming the pilot episode, which had McCrib, Shady, and Hire on it. who are all amazing streamers, and it was so nice that they all came along and helped me start this show. And then I ended up having so much fun that I was like, let's make it a thing. And now we've done 6 episodes this year, like one every 2 months. And it's just been really great. So many cool people have been on it. And I'm just really, really grateful that everyone... I need to get the list, really. That would be a better thing to do. And then I can just say to everyone, thank you for being on it. Because I could probably do it from memory, but I want to do it from written down, so that way if I won't accidentally miss somebody. I'd hate for that to be the case. So we had like the first episode in February, which had Ari Daydreams, Elementality, and It's Kale Spells. All wonderful people. Shush. Sorry, I'm going through the YouTube video, so it keeps playing. And then we had Little Pumpkin Spice, Outcast Chris, and We Too Are Venom on the second one. Again, all great people. The one after that, we had Heroes ETC, Strawberry Kitty, and Rockstar Lexi. Also all wonderful. And then after that, we had Mrs. Dunce's, Howlnet, and Fantasies. And then the last one we did before this one, we had Prez at the Castle, Reminverse, and I pushed a button, and Sydney. And just thank you all of those people, and now Leon and Tabby as well, just for making this show happen and making my little dream of running a chat show come to life. And for the last sort of year, it just means the world to me. And hopefully we can have a season 2 next year of carrying on.
I hope so.
I've already, maybe got like 1 guest confirmed for the February episode, so it will probably. But yeah, I just wanted to finish out today by saying like huge thank yous to everyone who's ever come to watch any of them as well.
You wouldn't watch this. CK is a very lovely person. You should follow him if you aren't already. Same thing goes for Tabby.
Tabby is wonderful, can confirm. Also, the same thing goes for Leon. He won't like me saying it, and he'll tell me off. But he's also really cool.
I will stab you in the gut.
Yep. Well, luckily you live in a different country, so I mean, you'd have to get a really big knife.
I mean, there's a thing called air right? You know that?
Yeah. Well.
I mean, all I have to do is go get a passport, sneak a knife onto the plane.
Yeah. I mean, if I were you, I'd fly here and then buy a knife here. That would be easier.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, wouldn't it be easier if...
I mean, I don't know UK laws. I don't know. You can get a pain in the butt to get a knife.
I mean,
it could only be with my own knife.
Yeah.
Pass me this knife I made by hand with some bone.
Where's that, guys? I'm gonna dress.
Bone from when I was a kid.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna carve my own knife. I'm gonna dress as a Tombury. I'm gonna get on the plane.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna slowly walk at him.
Bring up freaking Tomberries. They traumatized me in motherfucking Strangers of Paradise. Oh my God. No, there's a side mission, and one of their I forgot what ability it was. It's when they actually use a knife to stab you. I forgot what it's called. And I'm playing a hard mode, and they one-shot me every single time.
Yeah. So
I was like trying to back up and do all this stuff. I can actually parry it to an extent, or kind of use it. So it took forever for me to get that fight down. And by the way, it was a side mission. I didn't have to do it. I wanted to do it though.
Yep.
I love Tomberries though.
They're so great. Yeah.
Wait.
Cute and stabby is all I asked for from a monster.
Wait. What dungeon is it in 14?
All of them.
No, okay.
There's Tonberries in 14?
Yes, there is a dungeon that has Tonberries. There is a dungeon with
Tonberries.
I don't know which one it is, and it's not really a major spoiler because you know, like within the first portion of the dungeon what it is. But yeah, there's a dungeon which have Tonberries.
Oh no. They are the definition of fuck around and find out.
They are. Wanderer's Palace. That's the name of the dungeon. It's a level 50 dungeon.
There's now going to be a thing. Like,
I'm getting close to that too.
I was going to say you'll see in like Tabby will be streaming one day and she'll come across it and just be like, Like the alarm will go off in the back of her mind. Oh no.
I think it's a side quest only, but if you want to, I can always help you. I can always send this to you, Tabby.
I need to see
Once you
the
get them.
Tomberries. I'm getting close to level 50. I'm in the level 40s dungeons right now, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I will say right now, you're lucky that you're playing now after Endwalker, after they did a few updates to the AR quest, because some of the dungeons got reworked.
Wait one sec, Leon.
Much harder.
That Chocobo music is way too loud. But it is Chocobo music.
Chocobo. Oh, there's Chocobo racing, by the way.
DK is lovely, and I'm very lucky to have met him.
Cool.
Go-
You know what? I love all the little Easter eggs in 14 so far.
If you go to the Golden Saucer, and if you go to the upstairs area, there's a Chocobo area. You can actually do Chocobo racing.
Oh, that's
can
the little
also-
arcade place, right?
Yeah,
The
the
Golden
one in
Saucer?
Thanaland.
Okay.
There's also the Triple Triad. You can also do Triple Triad in the
You can
game.
play Triple Triad on there.
You can play Triple Triad in 14, and you gain cards by fighting enemies.
That's awesome. Yeah, they put a lot of cool little things from like all the Final Fantasy games, which is really cool when you like start seeing and like discovering stuff,
Yes.
including like some of the characters' names.
That's
It's
cool.
Really cool.
Well, maybe I'll have to try and revisit 14 and try again.
Finish
If
10
you-
first.
Okay.
I'll say,
I'd have to
14
rebuy 10. I don't.
I'll
Actually, I
say
think.
if you play 14 CK, you have two options: play on the UK server and can't play with a lot of us,
Yeah.
or hop on the US data center.
I can't remember what server I was on. I might be on an American one because I think for that reason somebody told me it was like the better with more people and stuff.
Well, right, and the thing is, right now there's cross data center travel.
Mm.
The problem is you can't if you're on in the physical UK or Europe data center, we can't join you. But if you're on the physical United States, like there's either Crystal, Primal, and the new one. I forgot the name of it now.
I don't know.
You can basically hop between all four of them.
Sure.
Before
I'd have to-
it used to be like you can only hop in with that one physical actual data center. Like Primal could go to different worlds in Primal. That's it.
Yeah. I'll have to have a look. I'll let you know sometime.
And
Cool.
I'm always wanting to have people join my addiction.
Because I just made the cutest little, tiny little archer girl, and she's amazing.
Aww.
That is my character creator. I either have to make like a huge, massive, super evil, hard as fuck guy, or someone small and adorable. Those are the only two options. And then I saw like I went into it going, I'm gonna make some giant person. Then I saw like the halfling race, and I was like, right.
Oh, Lala.
Oh, the Lala.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I've got this like tiny little archer, and she's so cool. Anyway,
I'll say my favorite thing is actually have one of the minions which you can ride on your shoulder, which is the Lalafell. It's the Lalafell Queen. You
Wait,
can
there's
get
a Lalafell that could ride on your shoulder?
You know the Queen, right? In Thanaland, there's the Queen. She's a Lalafell.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's a minion.
Her?
It's the wind up, whatever her name is, I forgot. And she is actually one of the minions.
Oh.
She will climb up your leg and stay on your shoulder. Or if you do slash back, and it can also call her towards you, and she'll sit up on your shoulder.
Aw.
Yeah, like I bought Tataru for the hug, but she would do the same thing. She didn't. So I'm like, God damn it. Nanamo. I was like, what's her name? Oh yeah, Nanamo.
Glenn knows.
I know she's saying this all the time, but I don't remember freaking names and things. She's basically a queen to me. She's close enough.
That might be the most sassy thing I've heard you say. She's basically a queen to me.
I mean, I prefer Tataru. Tataru's freaking badass. I can't say much because a lot of main reason I like her is for the Endwalker, sadly. God damn it.
Yeah, so don't spoil it for Tabby.
Yeah, I'm not. I do my best not to spoil things. Like I have restricted from saying certain things to multiple people because a lot of people aren't at that point. It's like there's the extreme trial mounts for Endwalker which I want to get, but I need to do the other ones before because I want them in order. And I sent a buddy of mine the picture. I'm like, oh crap, this is the picture of an area that you see in Endwalker. I don't want to show this. I don't want to possibly spoil it if you don't know. So I deleted the picture and sent him a new one. I'm like, there you go. This is less spoilery.
That's cool. Anyway, I should say we were just kind of concluding when then we got onto another Final Fantasy 14.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. We're supposed to be here to have fun. Angela Sims, thank you for getting over here and joining in the fun. Welcome. We are kind of just leaving, but I'm glad you're here anyway. Do it.
You do not want me to do that. You need to end.
Yeah.
I can go on tangent after tangent, and I can explain classes. I can explain everything again.
But also finish 10.
Yes. Sorry. Well.
You'll love it. You're so close.
Well, like I say, I don't have my PS2 memory card or PS2 anymore, so I would have to start again. But I do love me some Blitzball, so I mean that.
Oh, I kept replaying that just to beat it. Just to beat the first match, I played that way.
And you know, I did so I did 8 on stream recently because Final Fantasy 8 is the game I've started and never finished the most times out of any game. So we did that on stream because I was like, right, I need to get it done. It turns out the second half of that game is absolutely fucking batshit crazy and makes no. I was just like, yeah, the first half of this game is what I remember, and it makes all sense.
Not even it's like after the first disc.
No, it's after the second disc. The first 2 discs make sense, and then they're like, hey, so we wanted to make a sci-fi game.
Yeah, like, I know it gets more crazy with me. Like after the first disc ends, it kind of starts being like, what the hell happened? But also, it's been what 7 years since I beat 8, so I can't remember. I need to play that again. Yeah,
but yeah, so maybe we'll do that at some point next year. We'll finally finish Final Fantasy 10. We'll make a point of doing it. I'll
14.
That's it. Yeah, and then I'll have to get into 14 by then. You know, other than the fact that I want to be playing 16 by then. But
I mean, I'm gonna drop everything I am once 16 drops.
Right.
And it's also me who's probably gonna spend money to buy the collector's edition, possibly have to import the damn thing, and then buy another physical copy of 16 just to play it on day I can get it, and then start playing that nonstop until I beat it, because I love Final Fantasy.
Yep. And 16 looks really cool. The trailers are amazing.
Oh my yes.
That was very sultry.
I just
Final Fantasy will do that to you.
Yeah, I could just I imagine Leon's there rubbing his thighs, just like fine. Final Fantasy 16.
I mean, have you seen how Ifrit looks? He looks badass.
Well, yeah. I mean, was it like the second trailer they did where it ended with the montage of all the summons? So it was just.
Well, the thing is, I think you've seen from the first trailer also, but the second did a lot more like detailed look. I'm like, oh my god, Ifrit looks amazing.
Right. So we're gonna. I'm gonna thank you all for watching. Thank you again, Leon and Tabby, for being here. It's much appreciated.
Yeah.
If you don't already, please go and give them follows. Do you both want to take a second just to like plug yourselves and talk about what you're doing on stream at the moment and when people can find you and all those sorts of things? Please do, because you know this is your time. So.
You first, Leon.
Go, Leon.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
Oh jeez. Whenever someone says "tell me about yourself," I forget who I am and everything that I like.
What games are you doing on stream at the moment, and at what time? That's the.
I guess like as a streamer, I am a chatty variety streamer. I play video games across several consoles. I do retro nights. I do Pokemon nights. I do full playthroughs. But I also do arts and crafts, chatting streams. We do weekly Pokemon card unboxings. So yeah, it's a good time. I stream 5 days a week, every day but Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Awesome. Go and check out Tabby. I don't know why that shout out didn't work. Because my Cloudbot's turned itself off, because it does that sometimes, because I don't even understand. No, it has. I've just checked.
Oh.
I don't know why.
There's one thing I hate about local or Cloudbots is that I need to get actually a shout out thing set for Mix It Up. I actually just got the auto shout out thing for raids done because I am lazy as hell and I do a lot of stuff solo. But
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Go and check out Tabby.
And
Cause
last, playing the critically acclaimed MMORPG.
yeah, right. Which you can play up to level 60 for free. I know the spill. It's a fun game actually. If you are ever on Prez's streams, just to keep mentioning Final Fantasy 14 because he says that every time anyone says it.
He will say it non-stop.
So if
he's actually jumped in a call before just to say it.
Amazing. So yeah, if you're ever hanging out with Prez, just get as many different people as possible to all just like randomly say Final Fantasy 14. It just breaks him. It's fun.
But that sound weird. Okay, I want to do the whole entire freaking.
Do it. Yeah, go.
I'm Witty Leon, whatever the heck you want to call me, because I don't care. I'll play a lot of JRPGs mostly, but I also play a few action games. As you actually see, I was actually practicing Strive last time I was at live, which was like last Saturday, I want to say. Also, main things I'm currently playing on basic just 14. I do have to plug in my PS4 to finish up Okage. I gotta finish up Dragon Quest and Nier Replicant. Those are the 3 current games on my list. I'm actually nearing the end of, and I keep forgetting to play them because I keep getting sidetracked or too sad to play. Also, I am very chill. I sometimes talk a lot. I sometimes talk not so much. It depends on how energetic I am.
That's okay. We all have quiet days.
No. I want to have chatty days. I'm mostly quiet.
Oh. Well, that's okay. It's nice that you have chatty days. There you go. You've all got to go and talk to Leon, so you know when he's feeling quiet, people are still talking. Go and talk to Leon. He's great.
My OBS is very, very complicated. I have like so many things on there. I have had 4 stream chats up on my OBS at once.
Wow, that's dedicated. Yeah, and I'm CK. You can find me here in the secondhand store at SecondHand CK. I stream on Saturday and Sunday at night time in the UK, but it's the afternoon for most of the people who come here because you're American, because most UK people are asleep when I stream, or thinking of heading that way shortly. We're currently doing Celeste on the channel and beating our head against it. We will get there eventually. It's going to happen, I'm sure. Please help me. And yeah, we are also, when she's free, going to be carrying on with It Takes Two with Strawberry Kitty, who is another great streamer. And that is what we are doing. It's fun time. Thank you all for coming along today, and hopefully I will see you all soon. And that's what we're doing.
I'll always see CK. I love CK.
So we're going to go raid out now. Again, like I say, I can't stress enough how much you should follow Tabby and Leon, and thank you that I'm really grateful that they're here.
Don't forget to follow CK.
Well, you're already here. It's okay.
I mean, just because they're here doesn't mean that I can still say they need to follow you.
Well, that's true.
CK is very loving. He's all about the positive vibes and always wholesome.
Yes, we are all about wholesomeness here, as we do. So we're gonna go raid. We're gonna go and raid Brad. He's a really friendly streamer. He's literally just gone live 20 minutes ago, so he should be on for a while.
Brad.
He's from New Zealand, so he usually starts getting up about the time I go to bed. It's great because time zones, right? And he's looks by the looks of things, he's just starting Borderlands for the first time.
Ooh.
Which is also a really fun game. So we'll go and raid him, I think, if I remember how doing anything works.
Slash raid, buddy.
Yeah, I did the slash, and then I started writing his name, and I was like, this isn't right.
I was like, I don't know how I know this. I always use the raid button on the quick actions, but I know how to just slash raid name.
No, yeah, I do know it's slash raid. I'm remembering stuff. Right, here is the raid or sub raid messages. Yeah, sort of. I'm professionally something. Yeah, here's the raid or sub raid messages if you want to chat them and chat when you get there. If you can, even if you can't stay and hang out, if you could just come along for the raid, it always makes people feel good and nice and friendly. And then if you could chat to him and say nice things, that's always good. But if you want to just carry on lurking, lurkers are always really appreciated and valued, and that is perfectly fine. And I will be back tomorrow, hopefully doing a well, I should be back tomorrow doing a tabletop RPG stream. We're playing Honey Heist with Outcast Chris, Hydroxide Ant, and my brother Sean, who doesn't stream, but he will be there too, and we'll be doing that, and it should be really good fun. But I've never DM'd Honey Heist before, so if it goes terribly wrong, then oh well. Yeah, and all that I have to say is bye, and remember, spread the wholesome.